I have no idea how long this video is going to be, so buckle yourself, not buckle yourself, buckle up, and let's talk about the cost of entrepreneurship, because this is a very interesting video and I think you have to know. I'll tell you something. One of my mentors, he said, what did he say? What did he say? He said this: awareness is knowledge. And Ilyana Cardin said, knowledge is power. And you need to know where you're getting that knowledge from. And I think in this video, we are going to talk about 10. We are just going to have a conversation. This is something that I've created specifically for you, like a friend. Okay, you know why? Because we all want to get onto entrepreneurship, which looks so exciting. We make a lot of money, we have a business, we help people out, we want to make an impact, we want to travel, go to our dream destinations, have those cars, bikes, money, accessories, materialistic life and stuff like that. That's a part and parcel of the game. But to reach to a certain point, you need to go through stuff. It's just like you want to go and race so fast if you want to become the greatest athlete who runs like this, I don't know, racer, Milka, what was it? Like, he was a racer or athlete, I have no idea. Anyways, if you want to become the greatest one in that, you have to go through a journey. You just don't go there overnight. So again, the money and the business and the impact and the dream destinations that you have, those are like the results and the rewards of the journey that you've been through. And in this video, we're going to talk about the cost of entrepreneurship. Welcome to this video. I think we are 2 minutes and I'm welcoming you. Anyways, thank you so much for joining in. This is just a friend-to-friend conversation that I really want to have with you, because you have to know stuff. Just being aware will make so much life easier. Not life easier, it makes life smoother. You might not face these challenges, and we're going to talk about all those. I think challenges of an entrepreneur would be the great topic for it. Anyways, point number 1, you will lose friends. I'll tell you a quick thing that I've pondered upon friendship, and again, the theory became practical for me. It goes like this: you were in a school, and when you were in a school, you had so many friends. Okay, great. I had so many friends. Great. We moved on to graduation. What happened in graduation? We filtered out and we lost so many contacts and friends that we already had in school. Okay, so graduation, we went to post-graduation, the same thing happened. We went to work life, same happened. We got married. I not got married. I'm yet to get married. You got married probably, and then you miss out a lot of friends. And then you now wanted to become an entrepreneur, are becoming an entrepreneur. So you will probably lose all the friends that you've got. Probably carry one from each. Probably have that one string of friends that is always with you. But what I'm saying is you lose most of them. I'll tell you logic that I kind of pondered upon it, and it became true for me for a certain extent. I'll tell you. When you were in school, you had a mindset and vision, and you were like kids. So based on that mindset and that maturity, you had so many friends. You grew, your maturity grew, you went from a person to a different person in college, probably a different state, different country, whatever that is. Here, that mindset doesn't match, because now you've got a different mindset, you've got a different vision, you've got different plans and different dreams, taking career seriously, stuff like that. The same happened with graduation, post-graduation, and your marriage life, your work life, and now entrepreneurship. If you see a theme, if you see a pattern of the whole thing, you were missing out people, not because something happened, but most on the lines that your focus just shifted. Now that you are pursuing entrepreneurship, you will lose the friends. Again, it's just the same pattern you have been following around. You might have countable friends that you've got, which are so close to, you might not still have that resonance, but then they are friends with you. So that's like point number 1 is you will lose friends. I think that's the logic behind it. Why do you lose friends? Point number 2. Second point, the cost was like, you cannot share your visions with everyone. Now, when I say you cannot share your vision with everyone, you cannot probably share your vision with your family, relative, friends, and stuff like that. Now, I'm talking about the very initial phase of entrepreneurship. This is something that with me. If you know the story that I was I'm not going to go into details, but then when I was getting a graduation certificate way back in 12th class, it was a funny story. Not a funny story. It changed the trajectory of my life. Now it's funny. That time it wasn't funny. It was heartbreaking. So there's a huge auditorium. There was like in the front of me, the friend that I had, he was a very known athlete. Behind me, again an athlete. I was nobody in school. Okay, just the guy, the backbencher, used to just have fun. When the front person, if you're looking at that dude, you're so awesome, and athletes and the basketball stuff like that. Great. Anyways, so he went. The whole auditorium of probably 500 people cheered for him. He left. I went. The cheering went down. I took the photo and I left. As I was leaving, there was this another person who was behind me. When he started coming, again the whole audience shouted for him, cheered for him. I was like, when I was in the phase where I was being already introvert and going for the stage for the first time, getting the camp, I had zero cheering, and what I experienced was so dramatic for a while. I was like, dude, how pathetic you are in life was it. Anyways, what happens when I'm taking youth? What happens is you don't have anyone to share your visions and your missions with. You know why? Because in the initial phase of entrepreneurship, people just don't understand where you're going. You start talking about, you go all the way from, okay, you were earning 30,000 rupees, now you talk about you want to make 30 lakh rupees, or probably 3 lakh rupees, or probably 3 crores. The visions that you have, the mindset that you have, because now you've been grinding so much and your vision is kind of elevated to a different level altogether. You went all the way to being an eagle now. You are not making money yet. But what is happening is your mindset is on a different level. Now, from that mindset, when you start sharing with your buddies and stuff like that, you don't get, there's no level of resonance over there. There's no congruency there. Probably they're making just 40,000, you're talking about 40 lakhs. Bouncer. And what happens is that kind of the friction starts, the friction starts is like some sort of clashes, and it happens when you're in the initial phase of your journey of entrepreneurship. You cannot share it with everyone. You need to be very picky and choosy with the people that you want to share with. Point number 3 is, because of point number 1 and 2, your journey becomes lonely. You have to accept it as soon as possible. If you want people supporting you, and if you want people helping you out with spoon feeding and stuff like that, that doesn't work out for you. You know why? Because it's going to be lonely. Again, I think the same logic and same theory applies in every point that we're going to talk about. It's going to be a pretty lonely path. You are going to have a very limited circle, very small amount of people that you can interact with. I think you have to use the best of it and make your friends. It's like that because you're focused. If someone calls you for a party or for a function, you're like, hey, I'm going to waste so much of my time, I better be with myself. So what is happening? All your friends are going to have fun. You're going to be working on your business idea. You're going to be working on your courses and your community. What happens is you're making money. When you start having fun, when you start making that money, and when you start having those cool little fun, they'll be busy. That's what Grant Cardone says. When I went for vacations after like 10 years of so much working hard, I had not had people, even friends, being with me, because now they are so busy with their own responsibilities. I'm like full free. That's what he said. Point number 4. This is very important. That's why the coaching and the mentorship is really important, because the 4th point is you have to figure out everything. There's one saying that I go by. I think I've heard it somewhere, but then it made so much sense to me. What is good? Like, we heard this: jack of all, master of none. Okay, this is the regular quote that I don't know who said this, but this is the quote that I've been learned. And then when I got into entrepreneurship, I heard a different version of it: jack of all, master of one. What do I understand with it is, when you get into entrepreneurship, you have to learn everything. Okay, you cannot skip one thing and move on to something. You want to learn how to communicate. You want to learn how to close a person. You want to learn how to pitch your product. You want to figure out how to create the product, craft the product, strategize the product, have a sales pitch to it, communicate, storytell. How to communicate with someone? How do you not get frustrated with someone else saying their whole journey in front of you for like last 30 minutes, and you're going like, will you please keep quiet and let me do the work? Like, You have to figure out, how do I make money? How do I strategically make money? How do I sell something without being salesy? How do I record things? How do I talk to the auditor? How do I make more money? How do I learn that particular system? How do I create a website? You have to learn literally everything. So you have to be jack of all and master of one. What do I mean by one? Is you need to be great. You have to be a nerd in something. That is going where your nerd is, where your business is going to revolve around. So that is you being nerd, master of one. Just like you being a nerd of one and master of all, jack of all. Probably master of all is also a good thing. We can figure it out. So figuring out everything, you need to actually figure out things. That's why if you want to learn something on marketing, you need to figure out someone. You need to find someone who's doing great and who you resonate with. Go become a part of that course. Learn from that particular person. Learn something about advertisements. Like, you need to also not buy on impulse. We've kind of recorded a video on that one as well, because you don't everyone's great marketer. You don't get into everyone's community and buy everyone's courses. We don't have that money. So like, we're starting off, right? What happens is you need to figure out something. That's why I think coaches and mentors are so important in our life, where they guide us. They teach us, like, this is what you have to do. The other day, I have been retargeted by one person. I think she's from US, and she teaches on copywriting, and I don't want to learn the copywriting of her, but what I would want to learn from her. Yesterday I kind of put a message. I wonder if she's going to reply to that message. Let's see. Did my best. What do I want to learn from her is marketing and Facebook advertisements, because she has been targeting me for like past 3 months, and I still did not got into a community. I just want to test, like, how far can she go? What is the strategy? I'm really learning so many things from her, and I really want to say it as like, can you please teach me how do you do the whole flow retargeting and different sort of creative stuff like that. What her community stands for is copywriting, but what I am interested in, marketing. So this is how you have to figure things out. Fifth one, again, I think it connects with the previous one. First of all, you have to now. It doesn't connect with everyone. It doesn't connect with the fourth point, which is completely different. But then you have to learn everything at once. This is one of the challenges that you will definitely come cross paths with. It's not that you have like 3 months to learn one thing and maybe 40 days to learn one thing and 20 days to learn one thing. That's not how you have to. That's not how you're going to go with the flow. I think you have to learn so many things at once. That's going to be a positive as well as the negative. You might start losing hair on your head probably for a certain amount of time, but I think that's the process of it. The thing is, you have to learn so many things at once. You just have to observe things. Don't react to it. You'll start reacting. We are humans. You start responding. We are humans. But see if the more you can observe. We are already on 30 minutes. Thank you so much for being a part of this video. For last 30 minutes, we are going to go for like probably 5 more minutes, probably. Or do you want me to chop the video? I'm definitely going to cut this video into 2 pieces. The Cost of Entrepreneurship 1 and the Cost of Entrepreneurship 2. Okay, so the last point that we're going to talk about in this one video is learn everything at once. This is something that you're actually going to face, because when you are, I'll tell you, when you're doing a webinar for the first time, what are the things that you're going to learn for the first time? You're going to sell for the first time. You're going to communicate with cold audience for the first time. You are going to work on your presentation and go with the flow with the presentation for the first time. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to talk about a story which is supposed to be 30 seconds, but you're going to spend 3 minutes on it. You're going to learn that as well. You are going to be facing a challenge like how the ideal content of a webinar is for 15-20 minutes. You are probably going to go beyond 20 minutes because now you are doing it for the first time. You are going to face a challenge bringing like the content of the 20 minutes probably for all the way from 30 minutes, then 25, then 20, then 50. You're going to learn that as well. Then that's the front part of it. What's the back end of it? The mindset. How can you not react to people when you are making the pitch and when people are not buying? You're going to learn that as well from the first go. You are also going to have technical challenges on behind the scenes. For example, if someone buys and they don't go and make a student account of the platform that we are using, okay, how should I tackle that one? What should be the first mail that I sent for a student who paid you, or for the cold audience who came all the way till the end and did not purchase? How should you talk to them? How should you target them? What vocabulary should you use? Like, how should I recontact them? How can they contact? You are going to learn so many things at one go. You should be prepared for it. It's going to happen. If not the example that I've used, you're going to face so many different examples. I think it boils down to you being an observer of things, you being a sponge of things. That is how you are going to become great at something you're doing. Entrepreneurship is not about, like, I'll tell you, it's not about quick rich, get quick rich sort of a thing. It's not. It's a long process. You know why do I always emphasize on long process? Is because it's a business. If you want to start an offline business, go ahead and start an offline business. You know why? You are going to spend time there as well. But we become so impatient starting an online business. You know why? Because of so much of fuss that's created around what we're doing. It's like everybody's teaching and everybody wants to become a millionaire and a billionaire and a crorepati on a short time. You are destined to become that income that you have planned of, crafted of, designed of. But it takes time. There's a process to it. Jim Quick said, right? On that note, we'll end this video / podcast. Is magic. There is a method behind the magic. His quote, I can add it. There is a process behind a method, and there is a journey behind the process. Let them sink in. On that note, we are going to end this one video / podcast. I'm going to see you in another cool, exciting video. Probably I've kind of cut short the videos. Like, I have 4-5 different points. I'll kind of quickly go through it. Burden of responsibilities. You can understand whatever you want to understand from these 5 points. Probably in a different video I'll add them. So, point number 6 was burden of responsibility. Self-set responsibility. Not getting results. You always come in your own way until you make money. So, these are like the 5 different points that we want to talk about, but we are pushing it all the way because of a different topic altogether. That being said, we are going to see you in another exciting video. Thank you so much. يسعك الفضاء الرحيب الفسيح سبيل الدموع سبيل